talked about your WrestleMania match against your brother at WrestleMania 25. Mick Foley kind of made it a thing to talk about, everybody needs a WrestleMania moment. Do you think that was your WrestleMania moment, your match against your brother at 25?
I'm not sure. It was a big moment. It's something that, we always wanted to do. I would probably say so. But I would think the biggest moment for me is definitely the spear from Edge. As far as one single moment like that, that's something that's going to last forever. I mean, and it's going to never get old. It'll always be cool, even in 2089. I think that'll still be cool. Wow. So that was probably my biggest moment.
Yeah. Now,
I hope that was at a Mania, right?
Yes, it was. It was WrestleMania 17, if I remember.
Okay. I know we did. It seems like the one in Raleigh might have been it seems like we did the TLC in Raleigh. It was SummerSlam or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you guys.
It was the first time me and Devon were hanging from where the titles were.
Right.
So I'm not sure if that was SummerSlam or another pay-per-view. But that was cool too as well.
It was magnificent, whatever platform or stage you were on. But well, geez. So where is Matt right now? Is he working TNA while you're home?
Yeah, he's working TNA, and he's I think he just got back from Chile. They went over there and did some kind of show in Chile. But he's with TNA, and he's in this involved in this tournament for the world title because he won it. And we had Bound for Glory in Charlotte this past October, and I was the special guest referee, and it was Ethan Carter, Drew Galloway, Matt. I was a special guest referee. And he won the title that night. My dad got up in the ring, his wife, and Matt's newborn baby, Maxwell. They had a big celebration, but then being that I was the one that gave Ethan Carter the twist of fate, and then hit him with the chair and all that, it was kind of unfair. And Matt vacated the title just so he could hopefully win it back fairly throughout this tournament. But they're having a tournament now, and I think they're going to determine a new champion the first of the year.
Well, cool. But he's happy working there still?
Yeah, as far as I know, he's doing great. I mean, if you've seen him, he's on fire, man. And he does a lot of indies,
I haven't watched the show in a long
too.
time. But I mean, every time I see him, one thing about Matt never looks like he's out of shape. I guess you just mean he's injury-free, right? Because he never looks like he's out of shape.
Yeah, injury-free, man. He's doing great. Like, I also see him do that moonsault. I did a show with him up in New Jersey somewhere, and I was out there ringside with him, and he did a moonsault, and you know how hard your knees can hit the mat, and his knees just smashed it, and I was like, oh my God, I guess being that my knees hurt, it hurt worse, but he was fine, and he's wrestling. He's wrestling great.
Well, that's great. And your dad's in good health still?
Yeah, my dad had the pacemaker and the heart failure installed 2 Aprils ago.
Yeah.
And it went, and it was a little over 2 years. It was pretty rough and dark, and the depression was bad. But overnight, man, when it started to cool down this year, he drove up here to my house one day and said, I believe I'm starting to feel a little better. That now it's cooling off, and man, he is wide open again. He's playing music. He's out telling jokes to everybody, and he's 82 now. But he finally came around and feeling good, and that is just a huge relief, for me. But I still take care of him and make sure he takes his medicine, every week. I fill up his container, and he's rocking, man. He's doing good.
Well, that's great. Conrad, if the Hardy Boys were within 500 miles of their dad was at the show.
That's awesome.
When the Hardys were there, the dad was there. It was awesome. They traveled. I don't even know if they traveled together, but he came to every show that was within driving distance. For several years. Yeah.
Oh, when our mom died, he was a superhero to raise us, especially when we got into the wrestling thing, and it started to look shady to him. We'd come home all kinds of beat up and cut up, and he was like, "Hey, you boys need to go to a community college or go get you a job somewhere else." But he supported us, man, through all those hard times of starving, and now he's naturally our biggest fan. But he was, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today if it wasn't for him. So he is my overall, hero for getting us through that without a mother.
Yeah, that's very cool of you to say that. Well, I'm sure he feels very proud to be your father and your Matt's father. And you guys are settling down, man. I mean, if you would have told me 10 years ago that some woman was going to tell Jeff Hardy what to do, I'd have said, hell no. It's kind of like a woman telling me what to do, right? I've had 4 of them try. Jeff knows 3 of them. Sorry, Jeff. I'm single now, but I'm dating Fifi, the French maid. You met her. She's pushing me too, man. I don't know how to borrow some money from Conrad to buy a ring.
Oh, no. I'm not letting that deal.
Conrad, you're going to be the best man. She's right here. She's getting mad now.
Y'all have fun.
She's not going to Dallas.
That's okay. More for me and you. Hey, Jeff, let's talk a little bit about how you first started working as an enhancement talent on Raw. I know that it's always cool to kind of see, before they were famous type footage of guys who went on to be WWE superstars, but you had matches with Rob Van Dam and Scott Hall and a lot of other guys. How did that come about? How did that first, that's the commonplace, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, in the Northeast for guys who are indie guys there, but you were in North Carolina, so who put that together, and then who did you learn the most from in those early days of working enhancement matches?
Oh, that's something I kind of miss, because you hardly ever see those anymore, man. That used to be so fun for us to watch, when they would have the challenge on Sundays or whatever, the WWF Superstars on whatever it was, they would always have the, enhancement matches, and we used to always watch that, and we couldn't wait to get our next shot to go in there and try to impress somebody. But yeah, we learned a lot. Like you watched the match with me and 1-2-3 Kid. That was my second match after I'd wrestled Scott Hall, and it was just a terrible experience for me wrestling him because that ring was so hard. And man, and he just beat the hell out of me, and I just thought I didn't do good, and so I kind of, I was real down. But luckily, the next day I got to wrestle X-Pac, and it went a lot better at 1-2-3 Kid at the time. But if you go back and watch that match, I put him in the headlock at some point, and it's obvious I didn't know what in the hell I was doing. I was like patting my hands together. It was crazy, but just from that, I learned how to do a headlock properly, and we continuously got better the more we would do, and I think we continuously impressed the agents who were checking us out each and every time, and we got better just being out there in front of the crowds, and getting over the nerves and gaining confidence within ourselves. I think for me was the biggest thing, because back in those days I was extremely confident because I felt that I was invincible. I felt I could do anything, any move there was to do. Yeah, going up the Italian Stallion and George South used to drive us all over the place, up to New York, Pennsylvania, wherever. We'd meet them at Charlotte, and then we'd jump in a van, like 13, 14 people just crammed into a church van, and then we'd drive all the way up there. We were the crew, and then they would always think we would get paid like $250 or something for a match, and then we'd have to give them a booking fee of like $100 or something, and it was crazy, but luckily, Chief Jay Strongbow eventually saved us from that situation. We pretty much went to him and said, "Hey, man, this is what's going on. This guy's kind of taking money from us." And
you're talking about the Stallion? Yeah, of course.
And so we established a good relationship with Chief Jay Strongbow, and he started booking us directly instead of going through Stallion. But luckily, honestly, if it wasn't for Stallion, taking us up there, we wouldn't have been seen or noticed. So that's a good thing we did that, but it all worked out perfectly, and we were very lucky for it to work out like it did.
Yeah. Well, George South is a great guy. He would do anything for anybody. He keeps on keeping on. I see George all the time, and he's just a wonderful person. So
he is. I just saw him at an appearance. I did that WrestleCade deal, and he was like right behind me where I was signing, and he was just as cool as ever, man, and seemed to be doing real good.
Over in Winston-Salem?
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
cool.
I did that this past year. Yeah.
Did Jeff do that? Did Matt do that with you?
Yep, Matt was there, yeah.
Oh, cool. That's very good.
and then I went up to Morgantown and did a show. I think it was the Big Time Wrestler. I just did an autograph signing and a little promo in the ring. But yeah, it was a good day
for Steve, right? Yeah.
You know,
well, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Perkins is a good guy. I like Steve. I got a lot of time for him. Some of the other independent promoters are a little sketchy, but Steve Perkins is a great guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and always, always very fair and very upfront about what you're going to do and what he's going to pay